Sunday blessings, guys. Blessed to be here. I haven't been on here for a few days. The good Lord has been doing some good work in me, though. Today, I am in Matthew 22, verses 1 through 14. And as I always say, I don't make a video. I don't come on here without the Lord's direction, without the Holy Spirit directing me. And I always ask Him to let I decrease and Him increase. Let us ask that He goes before me in this message and it reaches who it needs to reach. I hope you guys are just having a wonderful and blessed day today. It's pretty warm here. I'm in Wisconsin and it's warm and muggy, but it's beautiful. And my youngest boy is actually taking a nap and my dinner's on the stove. So I finally was able to let's do this. So I'm excited to be here, guys. So it's titled The Parable of the Great Feast, but I'm actually, the title of this is what the Holy Spirit told me to do, is many are called to the wedding banquet, but the name of the story is The Parable of the Great Feast. So I'm going to just read verses 1 through 14, and then I'm just going to discuss what the Lord has shown me in this, and kind of what maybe we should all focus on, including myself. Jesus also told them other parables. He said, "The kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a king who prepared a great wedding feast for his son. When the banquet was ready, he sent his servants to notify those who were invited, but they all refused to come. So he sent other servants to tell them, 'The feast has been prepared, the bulls and fattened cattle have been killed, and everything is ready. Come to the banquet.' But the guests he had invited ignored them and went their own way. One to his farm, another to his business. Others seized his messengers and insulted them and killed them. The king was furious, and he sent out his army to destroy the murderers and burn their town. He said to his servants, 'The wedding feast is ready, and the guests invited aren't worthy of the honor. Now go out to the street corners and invite everyone you see.' So the servants brought in everyone they could find, good and bad alike, and the banquet hall was filled with guests. But when the king came in to meet the guests, he noticed a man who wasn't wearing the proper clothes for a wedding. 'Friend,' he asked, 'how is it that you are here without wedding clothes?' But the man had no reply. Then the king said to his aides, 'Bind his hands and feet and throw him into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen.'" Now, I did a Bible study on this a few weeks ago. I couldn't even tell you, maybe 3 weeks ago, I'm not quite sure. And so today, in my word, I asked God, I said, "Is this really what you want me to talk about?" Because this is generally around the same kind of theme I did before. And twice, it was definitely what he wanted me to talk about. So the points here that I really wanted to stress on, in verse 5, it says, I'll just go back up here. "But the guests he had invited ignored them and went their own way, one to his farm, another to his business." And what really kind of just struck me in that was they were just too busy to care or notice. One went their own way, another to his farm, another to his business. You know, how many of us are that way, including myself? We're just too busy. We're too busy doing this, doing that. Cares of the world, kids, life, husband, relationships, jobs. How many of us are too busy and the Lord is calling us? The Lord is whispering in us, in our ears, and calling us to His table, calling us to His feet. And we're just so wrapped up in everything that we physically see that we miss it. I know I'm guilty of it. I'm definitely guilty of it. And now that I'm sitting here making this video, as I'm making this video, the Lord pressed upon my heart, that's why you haven't made any videos in the last few days. Be honest with them. I love the Lord. I was so busy worried about the cares of this world, things that in the long run aren't going to matter so much. It's souls that we've got to get out here and win. And That's one big point I want to make. Don't let the cares that you see of this world, the worries, the doubts, the fears, the insecurities, the relationship issues, whether that's with your family, your husband, your wife, your kids. I feel I need to share this. I recently found out that I have 2 sons. I recently found out that my oldest boy is currently going to a Ken Carson concert. Mind you, I've never heard of this guy until my son brought him up to me yesterday. I go look him up. This boy is filled with demons. He wears an upside-down cross. He's mocking Jesus Christ. And mind you, my son does not believe in Jesus, but the Lord gave me a promise to me. A promise that my children will be saved. And I'm holding on to that promise. God always has a plan. Even if your children are in darkness, even if you don't know what the future holds or the state of your marriage, we have to trust God. That even when the situations look bleak and dark and nothing's changing, let's not focus on that. We need to focus on things above. Focus on things of the kingdom. Because Satan will use every single thing you can think of and then some, and things you can't even think of, because he studies you. He knows your weaknesses. He knows your points of no return, so to speak. And he knows how to push you. He knows how to get you weakened. And we have to remember who fights for us. The Lord will fight for us. We need only be still. I believe that is Exodus 14:14. So let's remember that, verse 5 really spoke to me today. It's like, where's my focus? Where are my treasures? Where are they lying at? Your children can become idols. Your marriage can become an idol. And that's scary to me. I ask the Lord it is every day. I ask the Lord, do not take your hand off me. Don't let me take my hand off you. I cannot do this life 1 second without you. I've tried and tried and tried, and every time I failed. And I've just fallen, and it's just been horrible. And utter darkness, utter despair. And people not of the faith don't get that. They think it's just a crutch that you hold on to. Jesus is not my crutch, baby. He is my whole wheelchair. We roll together. I promise. I couldn't do life without him. I don't know how I ever did it. I wasn't living then. And even in my darkest moments, I see the Holy Spirit involved in my life. I see the Holy Spirit at work in me. Even when I mess up and I feel like, well, dang, you could have done better than that in that interaction with that person, or you could have handled that situation a little better. And, I'm sad about that. And I go to the Father and I say, Lord, make less of me. Let I decrease and you increase so others can see you through me. Whether that's a little child or a teen or an adult or an older person, senior citizen, or, I'm 38, I'm getting up there. I can't stress that enough. We shouldn't be judging others in what we see physically. Because God will take those that you think are nobodies and turn them into something pretty spectacular. I guess the Lord wanted me to say all that. Like I said, he's my mouthpiece. So that was just for the verse 5. I really was stuck on that. And then in verse 12, you have to read that verse again here. Friend, he asked, how is it that you are here without wedding clothes? But the man had no reply. And I never realized this until recently. Today, and I wrote this down. I said, we see the king says to the guest in improper garments for a wedding, friend. He calls him a friend, which really goes to show the love of Jesus. He demonstrates love even to those who hate him. So another, hey, Nicole, we're to imitate Jesus. So even those people that really get under your skin, that don't like you, that maybe even talking really bad things about you, guess what Jesus would do? He would call them friend. Show them the love of Christ in any situation you're in. That goes for anybody. You could be the most vilest criminal there is. You still be faithful to the Lord and represent him, because that's what matters most. Our reward is in heaven. Remember that. We don't need a reward from here. There's nothing in this world that could offer you or me that's worth anything compared to Jesus Christ and his kingdom. There's nothing. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. There's not a dime amount in this world that could compare to the love and peace that I have in Jesus Christ. I'm telling you. This goes. We came in this world naked and we'll leave out this world naked. There's nothing you can take with you. You could have $18 billion, 449 zillion things of gold. It doesn't matter. And then when you leave it, what is it in Ecclesiastics? You could have all this wealth in the world and then you leave it. We don't even know if we're leaving it to fools or not. So all the wealth you acquired over all the hard business you worked for all your life, you don't even know where it's going, really, honestly. You can think you know. You may think you know. You don't. So seriously, you put your treasures in heaven. Store them up in heaven, because down here has nothing to offer you. Nothing. Temporary. It's all temporary. He's not allowed to stay, as stated in verses 13 and 14. The lack of proper garments mean he's not here to fully participate or cooperate. He's simply looking to gain benefit on his own terms. Only to serve Jesus on your terms or your own agenda, basically. And my question to you today, and to myself, I'm included in this. I am not exempt from this, let me tell you. Really think about this. How are we living? Are we fit? Am I fit for the wedding banquet? Because it says clear as day in 22:14, for many are called, but few are chosen. Are we just too busy about the cares of the world to just miss his call? I don't know where you guys are at right now, but I know lately I've had some distractions, and I had to sit down with the Lord, and I had to be honest with myself and with the Lord first. And he comforted me, and he led me to this to share with you guys. So I know that this will bless somebody, and I hope that it does. And really think about that. How are we living, and are we fit for the wedding banquet? Are we? Where are we putting our time and our efforts, and what are we focusing on? Because our treasures need to lie in heaven. This world is passing away every day. You never know when your last breath will be. Seek the Lord while you can. He's an ever-loving Father, graceful and merciful. He hates sin. He doesn't hate you. He came for the exact sins that we do every day. Seriously, seek him. And he will open up doors for you. This word has been coming alive to me more and more every day that I open it. Things that I've read before, and now it's like, bazoom! Whole new alternate little, what? I didn't see that last time, Lord. It's living and active. It's breathing. It'll change you as you read it. Whether you think so or not, it's changing you, babe. Love you guys. Go be a blessing. God bless.